Hello and welcome to another video with your host Advait Kumar. This time we're going to talk about 10 things that must happen in order for the Chicago Bears to make the playoffs. But before we can get into today's video, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Advait Kumar, and I'm going to be making videos related to Chicago sports and talk about Chicago players' stories, and just cover that and talk about Chicago sports topics around football, basketball, maybe hockey and baseball. But I'm just interested in making content that you guys will find value in and learn from. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys like the video for the YouTube algorithm. Comment below, do you agree with my 10 things that must happen if the Chicago Bears want to make the playoffs? And if you think the Bears will make the playoffs. And also make sure to go share it with a couple of your other friends so we can grow this channel and help me get to 100 subscribers. That being said, let's dive right into the video. The first thing must happen if the Bears want to make the playoffs. It depends on the playing of their quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky. Now, these past 4 games, Mitchell Trubisky has been relatively elite. But the teams that he's played, the Lions, the Vikings, the Texans, and now the Jaguars, they've all been relatively easy teams. And, with soft defenses that are not that good. So it really depends. Can Mitch go up against a tough defense in the Packers, and can he excel? Can he be the same quarterback that he was versus Houston and Detroit? And if he does that, the Chicago Bears will make the video. If he can go out there, make great plays with his feet, his legs, make great throws, make great decisions, the Chicago Bears will easily win this game. And I think that we can win this game. We have a legit shot to beating the Green Bay Packers, but it all depends on the playing of Mitchell Trubisky. The second thing, will the Chicago Bears actually run the ball versus a Packers defense that is not relatively good against the run? And I think that, when you have an elite running back in David Montgomery who just hit 1,000 yards as a running back this year, and I'll be making a video on David's story, but anyway, who just hit 1,000 rushing yards, are you going to run the ball with one of the best running backs, right? Run the ball with David Montgomery, tear apart this defense, make them tired, and then pass the ball when you need to, and you can easily win beat the Packers. You can easily win this game if you run the ball. If you don't run the ball, most likely we're going to lose, and it's going to be like how we've been playing, before Mitchell Trubisky got benched and during the Nick Foles games. We will not win this game at all if we don't run the ball. So that really depends on if the Bears decide to run the ball. Now that leads into my third point, coaching. Now, it really depends on the coaching. Will they actually run the ball? And also, will Bill Lazor and Matt Nagy decide to run play action? Because if they do run play action, Mitchell Trubisky will excel. And I'll be covering Mitchell Trubisky and how the benching actually helped him in a future video. It's going to be coming out this Friday or something. But anyway, what you need to know is that when Mitchell Trubisky plays in play action, when the Bears run plays that they use play action in, Mitchell Trubisky is a different quarterback. He looks like Aaron Rodgers. He looks like a completely different quarterback, and when they just run shotgun in the pocket, he does really bad. And I really hope that, for the Bears' sake, they actually play to Mitchell's strengths and let him play and play action. Now, the fifth point, this goes into our defense, and it depends on Chuck Pagano. So is Chuck Pagano going to be running soft? Is he going to be running soft coverage, or is he going to be aggressive and getting pressure into Aaron Rodgers' face? Because if you get pressure into Aaron Rodgers' face, we could see a very similar game like how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Packers. They got pressure into Rodgers' face. He made a lot of mistakes. He threw picks. He wasn't the elite quarterback because the Bucs actually did something on defense, and they really killed Rodgers by getting pressure in his face. And I think that, the Bears definitely can do that. I mean, you have one of the best the Lions in the NFL. You have Khalil Mack, Akiem, Hicks, Bethal Nichols, Robert Quinn. You have all these guys that you can use to get pressure into Aaron Rodgers' face. So I hope that, the Chicago Bears, Chuck Pagano can actually get pressure into Rodgers' face and be aggressive. The next thing, it goes back to our offense, and that depends on the receivers. So are the receivers going to be having a great game? Are we going to see Allen Robinson and Anthony Miller and Darnell Mooney all make great plays? Are we going to see Allen Robinson make those extraordinary catches and have a game like he did versus Jacksonville? Are we going to see Anthony Miller make those crucial passes like he did, against the Falcons and against other teams? And we're going to see Darnell Mooney catch it and run for a whole bunch of yards. If we see that, the Bears will win. And then going to the tight ends, are we going to see Cole Kmet and Jimmy Graham be red zone threats? And we're going to see Cole Kmet absolutely bulldoze Packers defensive backs and the safeties like Adrian Amos. Man, that would be special to see, right, guys? Anyway, are we going to see that Cole Kmet? Are we going to see a Cole Kmet that who was quiet in the beginning of the season? It depends on the receivers. Now, the next thing, we're going to go back to our defense. I'm going to stay here for the last couple of things that need to happen. And, that is whether or not will Jaylon Johnson play. Now, I think if Jaylon Johnson plays, it'll be really good and it'll actually help our team. In fact, I think Jaylon Johnson needs to play. This is one of the most important games, and I don't trust, like Buster Skrine if he comes back. I don't trust Kendall Bildor or Duke Shelley to, guard whoever that second receiver is, whether that's Allen Lazard or whoever that is on the Packers. We need Jaylon Johnson, okay? Sure, Jaylon Johnson did not have his best game versus the Packers, but I think he's learned from his mistakes. I think he's going to be a really good corner, and I think that he will do his job against the Packers. And also, we're going to go to the defense. How will the defense play? Now, I talked about Chuck Pagano and how he should be aggressive, but Chuck Pagano is just a play caller. How will the defense play? Will we see Khalil Mack, Robert Quinn winning those matchups on the line? Will we see Akiem Hicks be a factor in the running game and tackle A.J. Dillon and also the other Packers running back before they get out of line? Are we going to see the Chicago Bears defense stop the run? Because the last few weeks they haven't done that, and I don't know why they haven't done that. Maybe it's Chuck Pagano and him not being aggressive, but we have to absolutely stop the run. And I also want to see Khalil Mack get pressure into Aaron Rodgers' face. I want the Khalil Mack of 2018, 2019 to come back and to show what he's worth and to really become that elite player we know Khalil Mack to be. And I also think that it comes down to the safeties. The Packers have some really good safeties, and Eddie Jackson has been relatively quiet these last few games. He hasn't been the same player that he has been. He hasn't been getting those picks. He's been allowing a lot of big plays. He did that versus the Falcons, and we're gonna need Eddie Jackson to come up big and to stop those plays, and we're gonna need our other safety to do the same thing. So those were like 8 things. So here are 2 more things. So the ninth thing is whether or not Kyler Murray plays. So this doesn't relate to the Bears, but now if Kyler Murray plays versus the Rams, that might be a big factor on if the Cardinals win. And if the Cardinals win, we absolutely have to win this game. Because if we win this game, us and the Cardinals will be in the playoffs and the Rams will be out. So if Kyler Murray plays, there's a good chance that the Cardinals might win. So that's something that we should be looking out for. And then the last thing is the outcome of the Rams versus Cardinals game. That game will depend on if we make the playoffs. If the Cardinals win that game, we absolutely have to win this game. There's no doubt about that. We have to win this game or we will not make the playoffs at all. If we lose this game and the Cardinals win, we are not in the playoffs. The Cardinals and the Rams will be, I think. But, again, it all depends on the Rams game and this Packers game. And both of these games are really important. Okay? I would say that we should not try to lose this game. We should, of course, be aggressive and win this game because it really depends on our playoffs. And we need to treat this as a playoff game. And I hope we win. And with that being said, guys, bear down. Again, if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share with a couple of your other friends. Let me know in the comments below, do you agree with the things that I just discussed? And make sure you guys go share with a couple of your friends. And again, bear down, everyone.